And that is correct, ladies and gentlemen. We should be simulcasting right now on both YouTube and Twitter. It's been a while, but let me tell you, I'm coming with the goods this time around because I see a lot of people down and out at the moment, and I just don't get it. I really just don't get why you guys are down. You are in the right place at the right time, guys. The crypto bull run is a matter of weeks away. It's right around the corner. We have the market right where we want it, and I'm going to prove that to you in this live stream, not with my opinion, but with actual historical data and graphs. This is literally playing out course. I'm going to prove that to you guys coming up in this edition of Francis Dhun Uncensored.
Francis Dhun Uncensored.
That is correct, ladies and gentlemen. We're coming back at y'all once again from the studio live stream edition. And I'm coming here to reassure everybody that, let me tell you, it's almost like
Francis Dhun.
It's almost like you've been digging for gold, and you've been digging for the past few months since January, and you just didn't hit that treasure box, but you are literally about 6 feet away. You don't want to stop digging right now because your bloodline depends on this, okay? It's about to take off, literally, in about, I would say, 6 weeks, give or take. And once again, it's not my opinion. I'm going to show you guys this with the historical data. And the data don't lie. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like the first time it's a one-off, the second time it's a coincidence, but the third time, well, let me tell you, that's called a pattern. And this is where we can see this pattern formulating right here, right now in real time. If you're joining me on Twitter, kindly do me a favor and do, retweet this live stream so everybody could know what's up. Let's get a big crowd over here, guys. And also, if you're joining us on YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, but smash the bell notification buttons because you know where the smart money's at. Smart money's at right here. Okay, guys? I hope we are live streaming. It's been about, I don't know, a few months. Let me quickly check that. We got some people on YouTube. Thank you guys for joining us on YouTube. I'm going to prove to you. I'm going to just massage your shoulders. I'm going to take away all that stress, okay? Because it's stressful times. It's been a boring-ass bull run, let's be honest. But it's about to take off. So don't get shaken out like the noobs. You're not a pleb if you're on this channel, okay? So please don't make that mistake. I just want to check if we are live on Twitter. And we are rocking and rolling. Do retweet this right now. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, if you're not following me on Twitter, you're missing out on alpha in real time. All right? Go check me out on Twitter and scroll down. We got a little giveaway going on. I found some whack-ass other side land that I had from like 2021 that wrecked my ass, and I'm giving that away. So what? Well, I already sold it, and I'm giving away 0.15 Ethereum to a couple of people. I don't know how that's going to play out. But nonetheless, let's stick to the topic at hand right here, guys. Bitcoin right now is on or about $108,000. And, from August, which is the month we're in right now, we've seen a really nice high of 123K. And it has tumbled, for the most part, all the way down to pretty much 108K, as I said, from 123. And this really has folks wondering, is it over? Is this the end-all, be-all? Has the institutions and the banks gobbled up these stupid-ass Bitcoin ETFs? Where, I'll tell you guys one problem that nobody's really talking about so much. Everybody was hip-hip hooray-ing for Bitcoin ETFs. This thing was never made to be sold in banks. So the notion of institutional money's coming in, we didn't need them in past bull runs to make new all-time highs. They needed us. They needed to hop onto this shit before we pretty much get richer than them. So they wanted to kind of harness that. And the problem we're seeing right now in the markets when it comes to this whole bull run and why it's taking so much longer for altcoins to really take off is, what happens when normies and retailers go to their bank and get this Bitcoin ETF or this receipt, this paper that says they own Bitcoin? As we know here in crypto, not your keys, not your crypto, right? Or in this case, not your Bitcoin. What happens is when Bitcoin goes up, right, these people now are in the walls of the bank and they are being sold the bank's products. What happens is they take their profits, they probably put that back into stonks, aka stocks, right? Or even worse, they put that into the ultimate shitcoin called fiat. And altcoins don't get that love. So this is what we're seeing. We're missing this liquidity that we had before. I think it's going to be a short-term win here in terms of banks selling Bitcoin, really the fake piece of paper ETFs. But long-term, I think we're cooked when it comes to that sort of liquidity flowing into the markets because it's stuck within the banks. And that's why we're seeing things start really taking slower than normal. All right. So I just wanted to, touch upon that. So, we're talking about the mempool over here and the Bitcoin halving, right? Very, very important, right? So if you guys don't know, this is like pretty much the block heights, and there's a bunch of transactions in each block. So this one has 3,211 transactions, right? So that could be probably like, I don't know, you're sending Bitcoin to a friend. Maybe somebody sending Bitcoin to an exchange. That's that there, right? And the halving now takes place every 4 years. Very basic information. I know there's some new people come to the space that don't really know much about this, right? So what I'm getting to is, this is the pattern. Bitcoin really starts to take off the year after the halving, okay? Now, the cycle, or the pattern, I should say, has slightly changed in recent times, in particularly in 2021 and last year of 2024, where we saw Bitcoin take off that same year. However, the real gains or bull run, it really happens the year after. And even though the pattern kind of changed off course slightly, the following year, it still made a new all-time high. And we're going to get into all of that exciting stuff here. And I want to reassure you guys, right? So once again, you just saw here, November 20th, 2012 was the first ever Bitcoin halving, right? This graph, what I'm demonstrating here for you, is the year after, 2013, okay? So right here, as you see, July, June, very sideways, right? Down, sideways, right? Bitcoin's at $88, bro. Dude, imagine getting to Bitcoin at $88 fucking dollars. Holy crap. Anyhow, and then August, still a little bit sideways, but it's trending to the upside up until we get to October, November. Remember the month of November. All right? Q4. All right? Right here. Look at that. November, it starts to really blow the you-know-what up. And it actually made an all-time high back in 2013 at 1,000, which was wild at the time for early adopters, right? Getting into Bitcoin at $78 like a couple months prior to that. And then in November, really starts to pop off all the way to December, and it kind of retraces thereafter, all right? Now, as I said at the top of this live stream, the first time, it's a one-off. The second time, it's a coincidence. But the third time, it's a pattern. And here is the pattern for you once again. So was that a one-off in 2013? No. Subsequently, the next halving that took place right here in 2016, as you know, it happens every 4 years. July 9th, 2016, did that same pattern take place? Well, let's take a look. Well, we're looking at December right here of 2016. Now we're in 2017. I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of small. But February 19th, 2017, pretty bearish. Summertime, this one went up a bit more than normal, right? But still nothing really, too crazy. So June, July, August, and then what's that month I'm telling you about? Remember, right here, that check it out. September, October, dip, pop. Then I pop, right? November. Once again, in 2017, the year I entered the space, thank God, bro, I quit that fucking job, bro, and I walked away and I took the bus home and I said I'm going to do crypto full time. That happened in 2017. And I really, we all took advantage of that. Anyhow, so right there, once again, we see that pattern where Bitcoin literally, climbed up from, let's just go to the summertime here of 2,500 all the way to $19,423 the year after the halving. Do you understand the picture I'm trying to paint for you? Or I'm not trying to paint it for you. I'm just trying to remind you the historical data of what's happening in, particularly November, but I like to say Q4. If you know me, like all I say is, yo guys, Q4, it's going to be it. It's going to be Q4. Now you know why I'm saying these things. So the first time, it's a one-off. Well, the second time, it's probably just a coincidence, Francis. It's just a coincidence. I don't believe in coincidences, but hey, let's just say for argument's sake, that was a coincidence. Well, let's carry on and see what we got in store for y'all. All right, so now here we go. The subsequent halving, not bull run, was May 11th, 2020, another 4 years after. Over here is where we start to see minor changes in the pattern. And I am led to believe it was because we got a lot more adoption, right? So 2017 was like that first wave of real adoption, I would say, right? And then 2020, all you mofos were sitting at home. You were jobless because of COVID. You were like, what am I going to do now? Let me go on YouTube. Oh, Bitcoin. Oh, NFTs. Oh, pre-sales. oh fuck, let me try this shit out. Everybody became a fucking NFT expert. Everybody became a crypto expert in 2021 because you're jobless, right? You guys essentially pumped our bags if you were into, crypto in 2017. All the retailers who came in 2021, you literally pumped our bags. But don't worry, our bags are going to be pumped real soon together in a matter of weeks, all right? So yeah, let's carry back onto this graph here, which takes us to the same year. So this is 2021, right? 2020 was the halving. The following year, what took place? Well, the same pattern occurred, right? So 32K now Bitcoin was at in the summer of 2021, the year after the halving. And then, September went up to 52,000, right? Okay. And then bang, 2x pretty much here. October, and what's that month I'm telling you all about? Remember the month of November. November 8, 2021, new all-time high. All right, guys. Now, going back to what I was alluded to about the pattern going off course a bit, let's take a look at the graph in 2020, which was the year of the halving, okay? So I'm trying to show you guys the year after the halving what happens, and I'm sure you're all on board with that by now. I've showed you 3 examples, okay? Now let's look at the year of the halving. This is what I'm trying to get at, where things kind of, played out a little bit differently. So this is the same year of the halving, 2020, of November, okay? As I showed y'all right here, 2020, May 11th was that halving, all right? What took place? Well, Bitcoin actually went parabolic that same year of the halving right here. You can see just going up right here in November once again, all right? And then, the graph I just showed you it really started to take off thereafter in 2021 right here, okay? Okay? You get what I'm trying to say? So it kind of didn't happen the same way of the previous halvings and the bull runs, where it took 1 year after the halving. It actually went up that same year and then kind of like retraced a bit. And then the following year of 2021, it actually popped off again. And why do I bring that up? I bring that up because last year, 2024, we're going to get to that, there was a halving. And last year in 2024, we saw Bitcoin go up to 100K. So this is what I'm trying to say is the pattern slightly changing, but it's still good times ahead of us because as I just showed you on this graph, it still went up the following year in 2021. So in 2025 now, we're in for a good treat. And I'm actually relieved. We'll get to that shortly. I was going to get to something there, but I'm jumping the gun. So April 19th, 2024, the halving took place. Okay. So what actually happened that halving, right? So this is the same year, not the subsequent year, the same year of the halving, right? So this is pretty much the halving on or about right here. And we're going. And then November, what did I say? Remember the month of motherfucking November. It went to what? Pretty much, a new all-time high after all-time high after all-time high. And then December, bang, 106. But November is a very special month, okay? And once again, this was that same year of the halving. We saw this happen just like the previous halving, right? So now the cycle has the pattern rather, not cycle, the pattern has somewhat changed. I hope I didn't lose you along the way. If you're now joining, let me just break it down for you. Bro, shit's about to pop off in about a few weeks, okay? It's pretty much September. Like in about 8 weeks, 6.5 weeks, we're full sending, okay? And you know what? It's one thing to like listen to me and take in my experience of being in crypto full-time 8 years. It's one thing to look at all of these historical data graphs and still be like, well, I don't know, man. I don't know. Well, how about this? I don't know about y'all, but I call this guy the GOAT. Not me. I'm the second GOAT. This guy right here is the GOAT of all GOATs. And when he shoots, he don't miss. We don't talk about Michael Jordan. We're talking about Arthur Hayes. All right? Reversing the order of my, whatever. Fuck that. The date right here. January 26, 2025. Very important. The Ugly will be published tomorrow morning. I am calling for a 70K to 75K correction in BTC. That was earlier this year in January. A mini financial crisis and resumption of money printing that will send us to 250K by the end of the year. He's talking about by the end of 2025, which is this year. Why is this important? Because on January 26, okay, of 2025, earlier this year, everyone, myself included, we were in euphoria. We were like, oh my God, bro, Bitcoin's 100K. I was like doing a live stream, dancing, doing some dumb shit. And I wasn't thinking about no Bitcoin going to retrace to 75K. Like, what is Arthur Hayes on now? You know what I mean? Like, what drugs is he smoking, bro? Well, let's take a look at that. Right? This was when he sent out that tweet pretty much. January 30th, let's call it. It was the 25th. It's like somewhere here. Right? Some shit like that. Whatever. $104,000, bro. Everybody's celebrating, dancing, fucking spending their gains. He's telling us that how it's gonna crash. Nobody's really taking him serious. A couple people in the fucking comment section were like, yo, bro, delete this tweet. And what happened? Check this shit out. This is what happened. 78. Check this shit out. 76. It literally went to 75K, bro. Okay? A few months later. Right? So this man called that shit when everybody else was distracted with their 100K plus Bitcoin. All right? And what's happening right now? Well, it's popping off. It recovered. Everybody thought that was the end too. But what did he say? At the end of 2025, brother, my G's, we're going to see 200K BTC. See what I'm saying? And that kind of brings us to where we're at right now. In April, well, this is April 2025. As we carry on, we're pretty much right here in August of 2025, where Bitcoin's at 108K, give or take. And I'm led to believe, as I said, first time is the one-off, second time is a coincidence, the third time it's a pattern, and this shit's a pattern. And the pattern's going to continue. The trend's going to continue. So, I'm doing this live stream because I don't want you to make that tragic mistake of saying, bro, it's over. And you were digging for so long, looking for that fucking pot of gold, and then little did you know that how that shovel, that spade, was about 4 feet away from the fucking treasure box. We got about 4 weeks, 6 weeks. Don't fuck this one up, like the thumbnail indicates. You don't want to fuck this one up, bro. Seriously. Because if you think you feel bad now, and this shit sends, and then you sold, bro, or whatever the heck you do, you might want to hang yourself from a tree. And I don't want that to happen to you. Do you feel me? Who do we got in the live chat? All right, we got some people here. Thank you for joining. Joshua, what's up? Any questions, do ask me right now is your chance. We have Joshua. We have Stupid Ralph. Yo, what up, bro? Long time no see, man. Sid Quest Goal as well. What about market in September? Yeah, well, September's going to be, I think it's going to be choppy. You know, it's going to be some fake outs. There's going to be some pumps and some retraces. But that's part of it, right? That, put it like this. If we were like hella bullish right now, bro, I would be like, yo, okay, well, maybe it's premature. It's a premature sort of like bull run where this isn't going to last. But based off of the historical data, we have the market right where we want it, bro. Literally right where we want it. Like if you look at what's happening and the developments of previous cycles and patterns. So this is literally how it plays out every single time. So yeah, September is going to be choppy as well. But going into October, mid-October to November, as you saw, boom, it's going to pop. Okay, guys? I remember like telling my neighbor this. He's a normie, right? And like literally a normie. Like he knows I'm into all this crypto weird shit. And this was when, man? This was like when Bitcoin was at like, say, 30K or some shit when it went crazy in 2024. Yeah, it was around 30, 34K. And I literally told him, I said, hey, look, I think it's going to go up to 100K at the end of the year. The guy had some fucking account on Wells Fargo, some app. And he had some stocks. I said, yo, bro, sell that shit. Sell that trash and buy yourself some BTC. He sold it, and sure enough, he ended up with about 0.5 BTC. The guy moved today. Sean, if you're watching, say what's up in the chat. The guy's like, bro, he thought I was a magician. He thought I was an alien. I came from the future. He couldn't fucking believe it, right? He's like, how the heck did you predict that? And to normies like that, bro, that's some crazy-ass gains when they're like holding stocks for fucking 10 years, and they're seeing it only go up like fucking 25%. You know what I mean? So, once again, here I sit, and I think we're going to see very similar things as well. And to know that how Arthur Hayes is pretty much, you know, expressing the same sentiment, that kind of gives me reassurance. And to see the graphs, come on, man. I think it's bound to happen, bro. Now, okay, let's talk about something right now. Well, what happens if it doesn't, right? Why? I think it's because of all this institution money coming in. But I think that's like not money coming in, sorry. Institutions hoarding it. Hoarding it rather, not hodling, hoarding it. And, you know, they are big whales. They could dump it, they could pump it, they could manipulate it, and that could kind of like drive off, you know, newbies coming in who's interested from the outside looking in, which means we don't got new money coming in. However, the fundamentals and the mathematics behind it, I think it just it's primed and destined to do it regardless. So Yeah, I'm just not a big fan of banks selling it. I'm not a big fan of fucking, what's his name? BlackRock and all of them guys. I don't mind Michael Saylor. I think he had a big part in like getting the word out, you know, and I know he's an institution guy, but I think he did more good than harm or bad. So yeah, I'm all for that. What about what about Bitcoin summer, bro? Please. Well, actually, to be honest, bro, we kind of had a Bitcoin summer, a little mini Bitcoin summer. One could argue here. All right, guys. So yeah, man, we just want to get straight to the point. Any other questions, let me know. I know we've been covering a lot of the virtuals ecosystem. That's been doing really well as well. Do look out for AI Rocket's incubation platform. They've been printing, you know, the last project, there were some discrepancies there, and I feel as though, based off of their tweets, that they got something in store. So I'm really looking forward to that. And, you know, in a bull run too, right? Like, obviously, you know, it's a no-brainer, right? I don't have to tell you guys this, but, you know, altcoins are really going to outperform the larger caps, right? The larger caps are safer, and the best way, literally, to get into these, like, new... you need an edge, is what I'm trying to say. And the best way to have an edge is to have software tools or just get into some shit early, right? And that's what the opportunity presents with various launch pads. And I also will be looking out for other launch pads out there, not only in the virtuals ecosystem, because when it comes to the bull run, right? And it's going to happen. It's going to happen. Just don't get like, you know, like when it happens, don't be like, oh my God, what am I going to do now? Be prepared. Have a game plan, right? And get into shit early, bro, and find out what the trends are. But when it comes to that, you need to really look at launch pads, because I think for the person who doesn't have much skill to identify things, that's your leverage. Your leverage is getting at the best price possible and then, you know, rolling the dice on that, really and truly, right? You could trade, sure, don't get me wrong. You could do some longs if that's what you're into. But I feel as though to repeat it over and over and over and over, you need to find a launch pad that's coming to market with quality projects and that's actually going to pump. And with Mute Swap, they did a good job in that. You know, with the other project there, the gaming one there, I think like they learned from that. It wasn't horrible. It did recover. People still made on average, I would say 2x, 80%. So we can't complain about that. But I think they're going to come up with something really damn cool for all of us here. All right, guys. So yeah, any other questions? Now is your chance. Sorry, what's that? Joshua. Ready for the bull run vibes, where sleep is optional. Exactly. You can't be sleeping on that money, bro. The market doesn't wait on anybody. You know what I mean? I saw a question over here. Where is it at? Testing. Sorry. Oh, I thought somebody said that how my mic wasn't working, that all they hear is one thing. That would have been fucked up. But we're okay, I think. Do you like Tau? Yeah, I think Tau is cool. I just feel like the ecosystem is moving very slow for whatever reason. And I would say one thing is this for sure. The thing about the Tau ecosystem is, I mean, the blockchain is slow. Maybe that's why the ecosystem is moving slow too. But the blockchain is pretty damn slow. And I think people are used to like, say, Base, which is, you know, it's faster. And also Solana and all that kind of stuff. So I just think Tau is a little bit too slow. Is this slower than Ethereum? I don't know, but it seems so. What about Lester? Would it send? Good question there, Buzz. I think that how Lester is something that we got to see them actually have a successful launch with one of the projects going on over there, right? The moment one actually sends like whatever 3x, 4x, and then some, I think we could start to see a little bit more love there and attention. But it really comes down to if people are making money, right? Like AI Rocket, Mute Swap, people made some good money and is still holding. I think about 3x still after massive profits were taken. I think that how Lester has to do something like that. And other launch pads as a whole. But let me tell you, bro, in a bull run, that's where the money is. It's launch pads. Straight up. Straight up. 2021, everybody was fucking becoming millionaires off of launch pads. All right? So I think that's going to be a common theme this cycle as well. What do you think about this new liquidity staking mechanism on virtual? I didn't really spend much time on that, to be honest, bro. I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't really spend much time on that. I feel as though it's like, I've spent a lot of time in the virtuals ecosystem, and I still would, but I'm really trying to look for other meta and other things as well. I love the virtuals ecosystem. I love the founders, but you can't be a maxi, and you need to be open-minded and to really explore other areas. So that's why I haven't really been too much in what they're doing. The Genesis launch, in my opinion, man, it's like, look, I think it was a good creation at the beginning, and it was doing great, but what's happening is the fucking, the Genesis point system is just manipulated, bro. too many people getting like, bro, millions of points a day that the little guy can't compete with. How are you going to compete with that? And even if you do, it's like you're so diluted in your allocation too. By the time everybody comes in, it's like you're getting like $250 at best. Don't get me wrong. Some of them are doing like really good numbers, but I prefer something where I have a bigger ticket size and I don't have to acquire points, because the thing is, when I acquire these points, I am risking some of my capital to stake some agent to get points that's going down in value. So what's my real ROI after all of that's said and done? That's the problem there. You know, and then being penalized as well. And I get it. They're trying to mitigate sell pressure. I really do think it was a cool product at the beginning, but right now, in my humble opinion, it's not that attractive right now to the market. You know, and I think the market has agreed with that. And I think, again, AI Rocket has created something that pretty much solves all of those issues. So kudos to the AI Rocket team. Sorry, what's that there? Let me go. Sorry, I'll answer one more. Answer one more question here. Yeah, ready for the next AI Rocket play. Questions. What's your thoughts on Vader pivot? Well, we're about to get
Uncensored.
We're about to get uncensored. What can I say, bro? You really want that fucking alpha on this guy, bro? Bro, pivot. At this point, it's not a pivot. How many times you fucking pivoted? Okay, well, in December, he was supposed to be this AI DAO that makes investments for you. The AI is supposed to do it. Literally promoted that, had people stake for that too. Never happened. Then he pivoted to his own Launchpad, where he had the likes of Swarm, great project, I think. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck to do now. Billy Betts, great project, you know. And another one. And then he pivoted to the Genesis launch. Right? Okay, cool. And then he pivoted to, remember, if you go check his tweets, he was saying something about he's creating now an AI agent that's going to give you tier systems for Genesis launches. And then one day, fucking weeks later, fucking no more staking contract. You got your Vader tokens in your fucking wallet, and now he's pivoting again. So I don't know if you could even call that pivoting anymore at this point, at this juncture. I get it. Listen. Bro, I tried to build in the past too, and it's fucking hard to keep up with the trend. I get that, bro. But like, what really pissed off a lot of people and what people aren't talking about is how he convinced people to believe in his project and what he's doing and to commit to that by buying his token on the market in the liquidity pool and locking it up, where the price was way higher, and he was advertising as 70% of the supplies locked up, which then gave him a shit ton of trading fees that equated to over $500,000, where people are trusting into this project. The only reason why that $500,000 plus was made is because people were safe in the knowledge, thinking that they're committing to this project that you're aligned with and you weren't aligned with. And that's how you made that 500K plus. And then the smart contract was not even a smart contract, because how the fuck do you reverse? It's supposed to be immutable. How could you press a button and give everybody back their tokens? So now it brings up more questions of, I wonder if like you were able to manipulate the system by having something staked, but then pull it out through the back fucking door because you own the admin keys. And that's why I did that fucking thread. And I was being attacked by that for speaking the truth. And all this cabal little fucking bootlicking cocksuckers were trying to fucking, rip me apart. You know what I mean? Bro, come on, man. So it is what it is. Like, honestly, that's what I really think. If you want the goddamn truth, like, I'm sure he's gonna come up with something, but could you really trust that shit now, bro? I don't know, man. Pivot. You fucking pivoted like 10 times in fucking 3 months, bro. Like, what the fuck you talking about, pivot? You just don't know what the fuck you're doing. You just can't build. It's fine. You got some good staking shit, I guess. Well, not even, because that wasn't even a smart contract. I don't fucking know, man. That's my fucking take on that shit. If you guys don't believe me, go check it out. He pivoted like fucking, like a fucking squirrel jumping from nut to nut. Like, bro, I don't know, man. I've lost all respect for him, and even though I did that thread on him, bro, and let's talk about that, right? Let's talk about that. We know that how he did some borderline shady shit, right? Because the virtual, bro, I don't want to make this stream about him, but you asked the question, right? The virtuals team were constantly putting out tweets saying that how developers should build, and that developers aren't allowed to use their own token supply to get Genesis points. And nobody knew he had 15 wallets separated with each getting Genesis points and getting into these fucking Genesis launches and all that kind of shit. Nobody knew that. So that's why when I found that out, I thought that was like, what the fuck's going on here? And then later we found out that he helped create that entire system, right? But it's literally what the fucking founders were saying. It's like, you're not supposed to use your tokens. You didn't buy that from the market. You fucking went and you fucking used your treasury tokens for that. So you had a fucking clear advantage over all of us with your fucking cabal friends that are all licking his boots and can never see nothing wrong in him because they're fucking biased. See, that's the thing, right? What separates me from most of them. They can't incriminate their friend. So they are biased to that. I am unbiased to these things because I am his fucking friend. And he tried to, I wouldn't say he tried to bring me into that circle, but he was DMing me, asking me, why am I supporting a guy like that, the Room C founder, kind of like criticized them when they had that fucking clapback, right? Of giving him 1% for a space or whatever. That's not worth it. He's like, why are you supporting him for? I'm busting my ass to like make this project good. I'm like, bro, that's your fucking business. You want to be a founder, go fucking ahead and make your project good. That doesn't mean I gotta lick your boots like every fucking buddy else and fucking wear that cap stays on fucking gay shit. When you're the first one to take off the fucking cap right now, that's not me. And then he deleted that message. And guess what? I took the screenshot. So then he kind of had this grudge on me. And like, I said something like in a tweet. I've never even went after him. And then he comes in my comment section and he says some shit about, yeah, keep dumping on people. And he blocks me. It's like a little pussy that sees you on the road with his buddies in their fucking car. And then they see you walking on this fucking sidewalk. They jump out of the car. They tippy toe behind you. They push you. Then they fucking run back in the car and drive off. And that's what started to piss me the fuck off. And that's why I started to fucking really look into this motherfucker and did that fucking thread that went viral. It is what it is. Like, I don't know what to tell y'all, bro, but that's the lowdown on fucking Vader, bro. I don't want to make this stream about him, bro. I'm over that shit. What's that? Marco says, I don't hold any Vader, but was thinking of buying some. Well, hey, there's a dip right now. And look, I'm sure he's gonna come up with some shit right now. He'll pump again, but you can't trust him anymore. You can't trust his smart contracts because they're not smart contracts. So the reason why they're called smart contracts is because once you commit to it, you cannot reverse that action. You cannot reverse that action. So he had a centralized, not even the word. He had a corrupt fucking smart contract that our money was in that he could have taken out and manipulated and do all of this dumb shit. And he proved it to us. The fucking idiot, bro. It's like, bro, if that's what you're going to do on Pivot, bro, and you know why I'm led to believe why he pivoted? Because he's so egotistical, he's so arrogant and condescending that he was upset that Virtuals changed the Genesis launch to like all this new structure, right? With like the Genesis 2 launch 2.0. I could almost guarantee it. Right, this is just me speculating, but I could almost guarantee it with circumstantial evidence that he was pissed that they changed that fucking shit. So much so that he's so emotional, so in his fucking feelings, like fucking Kiki, do you love me? That he just said, you know what, fuck this, I'm gonna like just give everyone back their tokens without thinking that we're gonna be like, it's not even a smart contract then. So he incriminated him fucking self just because of his ego. His fucking ego's so big, he fucked up so hard that he didn't realize that people would have known that that's not even a real smart contract. Dumb fuck. Dumbass. And everybody's like, oh, I support Vader. Hold your Vader flag. Ooh, I support Vader in pivoting. You dumbasses. You guys are exiting liquidity, bro. You make my fucking crypto career that easy, motherfuckers like you, bro. Straight up. Dumb fucks. Anyhow, forget this shit. Change the topic, bro. Oh yeah, and I want to know, since we're on this topic, I'm going to end this fucking topic here. What's going to happen to all of those, the 1% supply that he got from Spaces for stakers? I guess he's just going to keep it. Remember? He was given his Vader stakers a piece of the supply. I think it was like once every Monday or some shit. What's happened to the rest of that? You're just going to keep it too? Okay, fine, cool. Show your real fucking colors, bro. All good. All right, where are we now? Let me go to good old Twitter. Oh shit, I don't even got the damn chat open on this. Yeah, my bad. Any questions on Twitter? Now is your chance. Once again, guys, just if you're now joining us in here, you know, you saw the title about, don't worry, I got the proof about Bitcoin and I'm screwing about some dude named Vader and you don't even know who the fuck he is. We're talking about this over here. the patterns of Bitcoin. So right now it's at 108K. However, what we notice is the subsequent year from the halving, what takes place is this. It actually pops in Q4, in particularly November. So the first halving was 2020. And right here, as you see, oh, sorry, what am I doing? The first halving was not 2020. Fuck, did I lose that, bro? Yeah, the first halving was 2012. And what we saw right here in 2013, it was very sideways, especially in the summertime and August. Then it starts to trend up really in November right here. November is a very key month after the halving year, okay, where it popped over there. And you might be thinking that's a one-off. Well, the next halving in 2020, we saw very, not even similar, identical things take place. Shoot, I'm messing up, bro. What am I doing? We had one. I think I closed it. Yeah, I closed it. My bad. Anyways, so this was in 2016 was the next halving. I think I closed that page. Yeah. Yeah, so right here. Right, second halving, 2016. My bad, guys. Right, we saw in 2017, very similar things took place. And then, you know, summer was kind of boring. But then November, bam, we popped to new all-time highs. Literally going from, like, say, you know, earlier in that year of 2,400 all the way up to 20K, give or take. And that same pattern and trend continues in the year of 2021, where it slightly changed, actually. But 2021, we saw right here, the month of November. You got it correct, popped off, and we're led to believe that that's exactly what's going to happen now. So please, have a bit more patience. You're almost there. There's mad gains coming. You just need to be a little bit more patient. Don't get shaken off. That's what they want from you. They want you to get shaken off. They want you to buy the top and sell the bottom. I'm here doing this live stream to reassure you that I don't want you to look like a pleb. No, I'm not native. I'm native to the Caribbean. I'm originally from Trinidad. Oh, man. Oh, dude, sorry, guys. Yeah, I messed up with the fucking chat on Twitter. If you wanted to ask a question, just come on over to YouTube. Sorry about that. Yeah, I'm a little bit rusty with this whole stuff. Any other questions, guys? We got about a few more minutes left. Please, I am here to clear all of your grievances. Any grievances? Now is your chance to clear them. Jake the Snake Roberts. What's up, bro? You're showing your age, bro. That guy used to wrestle back in like 1971 or something. I'm old too, don't worry. So he asks, which launchpad you recommend? Asking for a friend, newbie. Definitely AI Rocket, bro. I can't really tell you much right now because, you know, I think Lester's trying something, but AI Rocket has shown they're capable. So I would say AI Rocket, that's on the virtuals, within the virtuals ecosystem, which is on Base blockchain, if you don't know that. And yeah, they've been really cooking some good things there. And they're coming up with an announcement. They've been teasing something. So I'm led to believe, I don't know what the fuck that is, but maybe they have another project coming up in the pipeline. I don't know. But I'm really have my eyes set on them. Any other launchpad, like they got the more popular ones like Cetify and all these other ones, but I don't think they're really popping off right now. But all of that would change, and there's going to be competition in that sector, right? With that sort of like final product. Sorry, not final product, but that product of launchpads for sure. I wish you were single. Your wife is lucky. Okay. I love you, Francis. Anon Sydney. Thank you so much, Sydney. Okay, cool, guys. Thank you guys for joining. I will be doing more live streams. I really don't want to go off a topic here, right? Talking about all that dumb stuff. Let's keep it positive. We have a, you know, I'll end it off with this, guys. So in everyone's lifetime, there's about one, or if you're lucky, 2 mega booms. In the 80s, there was a big oil boom. People became filthy rich off of that. And there was also an importing-exporting boom. In the early 2000s, there was the dot-com boom. People became millionaires, billionaires off of that. And even the companies that employed their employees became millionaires in some cases. This is your boom right here in your lifetime. It's called the crypto boom, and I don't want you to miss out on that. All right, guys? Just it literally comes once in a lifetime or twice if you're lucky, and this is your opportunity. Please bless your bloodline. Have a few more months of patience, and you will be rewarded. So you know what? There ain't really much left to say other than until my next video, your ass is on your own, bro. Later.
Francis Dhun, Uncensored.